Hello, and welcome back to Lately Fashionable, or welcome if you are new here. I am Chelsea Souter, and I have just finished month 5 of my year of dressing vintage, so I'm almost halfway there. In case you are just joining us on this journey, I will catch you up. I am doing a year of dressing vintage. I started on March 22nd, my birthday, so every month on the 22nd of the month, I do a recap. And this is currently last month's rankings of all of the garments that I have made for this year of dressing vintage. As you can see, it is quite a lot. I made many of them during my year of sewing vintage, which was 2024. And I have continued to add to my collection ever since, and I'm having so much fun. In addition to the rankings, I have a spreadsheet, I have charts, and I have photos of all of the outfits, which I can show you. First, let's update the board. Here are the month 5 rankings. Now, like I said, these are only going to be the garments that I have made. This entire process has been complicated slightly by the fact that I purchased a dress last month in New Orleans, and now I don't know how to capture that in my rankings because I didn't make it. I'm only ranking the outfits that I've made. I have a lot of thrifted blouses and sweaters that I mix and match in with my skirts and trousers and things. But usually I'm wearing at least one garment that I've made. And with this new dress that I bought, I can only wear it as a dress. And even if I wear a sweater over it, which I did this month, that's not something that I made either. So it's not going to show up in my rankings or my spreadsheet or my charts, but it will count as a unique ensemble for tracking purposes. So in the last month, I wore 11 dresses, 12 dresses, including that one that I purchased, so only 11 are going to show up here. 4 skirts, 2 pairs of trousers, 5 blouses, and 1 jacket. 0 coats, because it's still summer. And I have a new dress, which I will show you now. Not quite as impressive as last month, but that's okay. This dress is actually a copy of my birthday dress, which I made at the end of my year of sewing vintage and wore, obviously, on my birthday when I kicked off my year of dressing vintage with a 40s themed birthday party. I liked that pattern so much that I wanted to make an everyday version of it, and I had this black cotton. It's actually quilting cotton, and I've had it in my stash for several years, waiting to be a dress, and I thought this pattern would look really good, and I really like it, so yay. So now we can talk dresses in detail. You can see the previous 2 months' graphs up here, and we have this month's chart. As you can pretty clearly tell from both my chart and my rankings list up here, I did have a favorite dress this month. It was my new blue shirt dress with the red buttons. I made it last month, I wore it 3 times, and then I wore it 4 times this month. It's really just very comfortable, very easy to wear, and I love it. Unfortunately, because it is just a dress, wearing it 4 times gives me 1 total ensemble. But that's okay, because I am starting to care a lot less about making unique ensembles every month. You'll see soon that I got nowhere near my original goal of 30 unique ensembles per month. And I think that's just not important to me anymore. What's important to me is that I'm having fun, and I am. Okay, next we have 2 dresses tied for second place. That is the cotton polka dots sundress and the bright daisies rayon dress. I believe I did get 3 ensembles from the polka dots dress because I wore it once with a sweater and once with a skirt, so as a blouse. I really like doing that. It is a way to change up my wardrobe a little bit. Some dresses lend themselves to being worn as a blouse better than others, but the polka dots dress is a good candidate for that. The rayon dress, not so much. That's pretty much it's a dress and it's going to be worn as a dress. Occasionally I might throw a jacket over it or a sweater, but it's mostly going to be one dress, one ensemble, no matter how many times I wear it. Then we have 3 dresses that each got worn twice. The purple and pink rayon wrap dress, which is another favorite. I really do love that one. One ensemble. My red daisies house dress, also one ensemble. And the wool jumper dress, because I wear different blouses under it each time, has gotten me 2 ensembles. And then we have 5 dresses that I wore once each. The yellow wrap dress, the red tropical dress, my yellow sundress, my new black wrap dress, and my pink housecoat. Okay, skirts are next. I really didn't wear skirts a lot this month, as you can see. I wore my brown A-line skirt 4 separate times, and I believe that was 4 unique ensembles, so that's good. And I wore 3 other skirts once each. The navy applique skirt, the bright daisies gathered rayon skirt, and the blue cotton pencil skirt. Moving on to trousers. I was so excited that I found my teal trousers again that I made sure to wear them at least twice this month, and I did. And the brown ones I'm wearing today, so one time, one ensemble. Moving on to blouses. Like I said, I didn't wear that many skirts, and I also didn't wear that many blouses this month. The gray scoop neck blouse, the teal button-down blouse, and my purple keyhole blouse I wore twice each. I actually kind of scrambled to wear this one again right before the end of the month, because I really love it and it deserves as much wear as possible. But it was in the laundry for a while and then had to be ironed after I washed it, so. All 3 were 2 ensembles each. And then my blue sleeveless top and my purple halter top I wore once each. And finally, because I didn't wear any vests or coats, just the teal bolero jacket one time. One ensemble. So if you were keeping track and you totaled them all up, that gives us 24 unique ensembles. And if you count all of these zeros on the board, that is 22 unworn garments. I feel like that number is going to get higher and higher as I continue to add new garments. Speaking of which, only one this month. But if you remember my year of sewing vintage, if you watched all of those vlogs and you were following along, I was struggling real hard to keep up with my self-imposed goal of 2 new garments per month. And that was when I was focusing almost exclusively on sewing new vintage garments. And this year, after 5 months of dressing vintage, and also continuing to sew vintage, I have a total of 13 new garments. Mostly because I made 6 last month. Though to be fair, one of those was an existing garment that I just altered. It still counts. It still counts. And a couple of them were using patterns that I had already made a garment from, so I knew what I was doing, how I wanted it to go, where I could take some shortcuts, and I'd worked out all the kinks from the first time around, so that helped. And of course, I have a lot of plans for more garments, so you'll see this list getting even longer. Let's look at my base spreadsheet real quick. Now, this month was highly unusual in that there were several days where I did not even wear lipstick. That is because at the beginning of the month, I felt very, very sick. And there were 3 days in a row where I neither wore lipstick or any makeup or styled my hair at all. I did dress vintage, but I didn't dress vintage, if that makes sense. The day I felt the most sick was when I just wore my house coat and slippers. That's why there's no shoes for that day. But once I was feeling better, I started doing my hair again, wearing lipstick again, and I got back into the groove of dressing vintage every day. The other two spots where I didn't wear any lipstick were because I was traveling, and it was kind of a last-minute trip, and I was driving to Iowa, so that was 2 days in the car there and 2 days in the car back. And I once again didn't do my hair as much, either wore it down or just took out the pin curls and didn't even brush them. Or I wore the curls from the day before and pin curls on the next day. So that explains all of the gaps in my spreadsheet, I believe. Let's see, what else? I wore 3 hats, 4 brooches, actually 6, but 3 of those were in a set, so they kind of count as one together, and 12 pairs of shoes. Editing Chelsea here, coming in to add that I wore my hair down and curly 11 times, down and not curled, not styled in any way, 5 times, some form of Gibson tuck, roll, or buns 5 times, pin curls with a kerchief twice, and low twisted pigtails also twice. And I wore a low twisted ponytail, a hairnet, a low barrette, unbrushed curls, victory rolls, and milkmaid braids, each once. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you stick around for more dressing vintage shenanigans to come. If you did enjoy, feel free to give me a like, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. I will continue sewing vintage and also working on some accessories. I have a video coming up where I fix up some old hats, so look for that. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! Keyhole boat and my purple keyhole bows. Keyhole bows, and my purple keyhole bows. Nope, I'm just gonna say keyhole.